Hello there, Mace here. Welcome to the Pish Posh Reselling Shipping Department. We wanted to show you something. We recently sold this Yamaha turntable. When I saw this and bought it, I knew shipping was going to be a little bit of a hassle, but they can sell for pretty good money. So if you see one, probably worth checking into. However, as usual, something like this can be really difficult or a little bit intimidating to ship. So we did sell this, not for as much because it doesn't work. We sold it for parts or repair. But what I wanted to do is not only show you how we're going to ship this, but we got some information from the person who bought it that I thought was really helpful. I know it was helpful for me, and we wanted to share that with you as well. So first of all, he just thanked us for the offer. I was on the verge of parting it out. So if you find one of these and maybe the base is really damaged, you actually can sell the cover. You can sell the platter. You can sell the arm. You know, so you might think about that if you find one that's maybe in not great condition. Are the parts worth selling? Finally, we got someone, just the right person found it, did an offer, and they took it. But here's what they said that I wanted to share. They said a turntable can be severely damaged in shipping due to inadequate packing. Please consider these suggestions. It says remove the platter, pull it up off the spindle, and wrap it separately, and then set that aside. Place something between this area and the base, tying this down so it doesn't come loose and flop around. So those are the basic things, and I'm going to show you as we do each one. So hopefully that'll be helpful. We can't control what happens, in transit with the actual shipping company, but we can minimize that potential damage by packing really, really well. So first of all, let's start with what the customer asked. He says, remove the platter. Let's actually do this first. So if we take that off, there we go. And we will wrap this up. I'm gonna leave that on there. Okay, so that's good for that. I mean, that's solid aluminum and rubber, so I don't think it needs any more packing material than that for now. So the second thing they said is to use a twist tie to secure the tone arm to the tone arm rest. We happen to have just one of these so I'm gonna go ahead and do as he asked and tie that on there. So now that's nice and secured, not going anywhere. I'm still gonna wrap this, even though it's protected in here. I just wanna make sure that if something did come loose, it's not gonna bounce around. And this, because of the needle and all that, I definitely wanna kind of give that a little bit of extra protection. One of the things I learned in construction when it comes to protecting the work area that I found it also applies to reselling is, you go into someone's house and maybe you're only gonna be there for a few minutes, but you put on like shoe covers, and it just psychologically, the customer appreciates it. Same with drop cloths, putting them down. It's just one of those things. So even though this probably isn't going to bounce around, just seeing that protected psychologically shows that you actually care about the product getting to the person in good condition. So we found we get a lot of good feedback about our shipping, and so we kind of take pride in that as part of our reselling process. Okay, so that's protected. Now we've got to place some paper or thin bubble under the front edge of the dust cover to prevent bouncing against the base. We end up getting stuff like this if you buy certain products online, but it's a really thin foam and it protects things like this better than bubble wrap. This actually will stop it from touching because consistent density of it. So I'm thinking I might do, I want to get double the thickness. So let's go ahead and put it in like that and see how that works. Yeah, that works really good. And then I can fold this up, but that I can feel that. That's compressing consistently along the edges. So that's good. Some might consider it overkill, but this is where the suspenders and the belt come into play. I want to put something under here to kind of hold this all together. So again, we save all kinds of things. I wonder if that would fit right in there. Kind of goes over the spindle, but I also don't want to push down on any of these things. So I think what we'll do is put that there so it doesn't press on any of the mechanism. You know, and if you don't have stuff like this, you can use bubble wrap, you can a wad of paper, you know, crush it up. But what I found with stuff like this is you do want it to have a little bit of pushback. So I do this, I usually use twist ties on the cords because I just think that looks better and it helps to keep everything controlled. The person asked, it says wrap it in bubble or paper and place it under the main turntable in the box. So it's going to go underneath. And that actually probably provides a little bit of protection for the bottom of this. Because as you can see, it's just that really thin, old style masonite, I think it's called. So we're gonna wrap this around, and then these I'll tuck up against there, but they won't be directly against this. That way they can't rub on the base and do any damage in shipping. Wrap that down around the base again. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to verify my box. I made this box. Did I make this box or I repurposed this box? Happened to be just the right size. There you can see I have quite a bit of extra space. What I'm gonna do here is use more of the small bubble wrap, and then I'll probably use paper around to support it. And so this time I'm wrapping it the opposite way. So I'll stand this way, and then what I'll do is I'll alternate and go over that way. Just helps to provide more packing on all the corners and surfaces. All right, so we pretty much have followed all of the customers' suggestions. See where we're at. We still have a little height, which is good. gonna throw a little repurposed stuff in the bottom. Support that. And then you can see what we have around the edges, which I actually am really happy about, because I'm gonna see if we can use some of this. Sometimes if your box is big enough, you can even just slide those in. But in this case, I'm going to cut this off. You end up with this, which is a really nice piece of styrofoam for packing. If you don't have something like this, don't worry. You can actually take paper, and if you make a nice crinkle wad, put it down in there, you'll get plenty of protection on the corners. But since we have this, we're going to use it. Yeah, feeling good about that. On the front here, the back I'm not too worried about. I might actually do one like that, just to protect that whole front. And that's good. That's gonna hold that together nicely. Not too heavy. All right, so again, hopefully that was helpful to you. Just wanted to show you not only how we ship something like that, but the fact that sometimes we'll get feedback. You know, you might get feedback from a customer asking you to ship it a certain way. You know, we don't have to take that personally. I actually was really appreciative of their suggestions, because I've never shipped a turntable before. I've shipped a lot of other things. So I knew what I was gonna do, but now I know a better way to do it. So I appreciate that feedback from the customer. Again, hopefully that was helpful to you. So if you see something like this turntable and you're thinking, I don't want to ship that, you know, here you go. Take a look at the video. Hopefully that'll help you be able to sell items like this that maybe in the past you're a little intimidated to do. And again, I hope that was helpful for you, and thanks for watching.